Hey all you super awesome friends, today we are going to make some really cool shape creatures. Now this is inspired by my friend Emily Balsley, who is an amazing artist and illustrator, but of course there's lots of artists that do this to practice their creativity. So what you might need today is a little bit of watercolor, and of course if you don't have watercolor paints, you can actually use just marker or any tools that you have available. You can even make liquid watercolors by soaking the tip of a watercolor of a marker in water, or you can actually just draw with a marker onto like a plastic bag or a piece of aluminum foil and then paint from that little swatch of colored marker. You can also color with a marker first and then go over it with water at the end, and it will become sort of transparent like watercolor. So those are a few little tricks if you don't have watercolor. But you might need some paints if you have them, and then something to embellish your project with once you have your shape started. So for example, things like colored pencils, crayons, Sharpies, markers, cut paper, anything that you might have to add some details to your shapes once you have started. So before we actually start our lesson, of course we need to do our mantra, so we have some positive affirmation ready for us for art today. So together, here we go. My mantra: I am positive, I am creative, I am mindful, I am amazing, I am an artist. So once you have your tools ready, we're going to get started and make these amazing shape creatures filled with our creativity. When you're ready to start creating, the first thing you need to do are to make some simple shapes that are going to be the bodies of your monsters. So think about either using plain colors that are just single on their own, or mixing analogous colors. Remember, analogous colors are neighbor colors, those colors that live next to each other on the color wheel. For example, light green and dark green would look awesome together, but something like green and this pink are going to mix to make more of a brown in the middle. So try to stick to analogous colors when you're blending, and just fill your page with a bunch of beautiful shapes for your monsters. Your shapes are dried, then think about how you want to decorate your little shape creatures. I think a great way to start is actually to cut out and create some little facial features like a mouth or eyes on another sheet of paper that you can attach on top. That way it stays really nice and bright white. Otherwise, if you want to draw right onto your final product, you totally can. I'm going to do a few little pieces like some mouths and some eyes on this paper first and then attach them. But again, you are your own artist. You get to decide what is going to work for you. Remember, use the tools that are around you. It can be something super simple like just a pencil or a marker, but really kind of adding your creativity to this project and deciding how you want to make your creatures exactly a representation of your creativity. My shape creatures started having a little bit of a dance party, and I'm cool with it. So you can think of names for your shape creatures, or maybe have them tell a story with what they're doing or what their actions are, and really explore your own creativity. Now we're going to end with our meditation or kind of focus of calm today. And what I want you to think about is sort of tapping into your spidey senses. So today we're really going to focus on what we hear. So it helps to close your eyes so you're eliminating any distractions. And I want you to think, after we do our breathe in and breathe out, of a few things that you can really start to listen to that maybe you wouldn't really pay attention to before. So put one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly, and you're going to practice that deep breath in and deep breath out. Then after that, you'll just be super quiet and use your ears to hear what you can focus on around you. Here we go. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Did you notice something that maybe you weren't really paying attention to? I hear some road noise outside. You might hear some birds chirping. Maybe you just hear your own breath or your heartbeat in your ears. but sometimes focusing on something on purpose can help you be a little bit more mindful. So I always want you to remember, you are amazing, you are strong, you are resilient, and I love you. Keep creating.